What's up everyone, it's Mikey B here again with my faction breakdown series for Rome 2 Total War, and today we will be covering Parthia. Their faction motto is tolerance, justice and profit. Please bear in mind that this is a series based on information that the developers have released, previous Total War games and history books, so the faction may play slightly different to how I'm describing. So the first category is the early faction strength, and I believe that this is a moderately strong area for the Parthians because they only have one starting region and are landlocked but are relatively far away from any of the other major factions. But even though they only have a single settlement, given the units that they've got to defend it, it should be quite easy to defend from enemy attacks. Now the next category is their expansion strength, and I believe that this is a moderate area for the Parthians because in order to unite the whole entire region of Parthia, they will have to influence client states of the Seleucids, in particular a faction called the Parthia. I think I said that correctly, and this could lead to a war with the Seleucid Empire, who at this moment are absolutely massive and may pose an extremely large threat to the Parthians. So you'll have to consider your expansion in more detail than other factions. The Parthians also have a good starting position, placing them in a good area to expand because there are a lot of minor territories around them that they could take, and they could also cut off their territory in a way from the rest of the world if they focus on defending their borders here and here, leaving the minor factions behind them to be taken over. And although they can do this, they must take care from the Seleucids because the Seleucids have many client states around where Parthia will seek to expand, and it seems that a war with the Seleucids will be inevitable. The player will just have to try and control that situation to the best of their abilities. I think the best idea will be to take the minor settlements first, build up your numbers, build up your economy from that, and then try to incur on Seleucid territory. The next category is their late faction strength, and I believe that this is a moderately strong area again for Parthia because they're a heavily cavalry focused faction, and they may have to rely on hiring a lot of mercenaries to fight the Western cultures as they move towards Greece and towards the Mediterranean. And if they also have access to the Mediterranean, their navy may be outclassed by some of the more experienced sailing factions because of the fact that they are landlocked, and this could potentially leave them open to amphibious invasion if their navy is destroyed. Their core military units are heavy cavalry, cataphracts and nomadic horse archers, and these are accompanied by spear and skirmisher units, but these are not the strongest part of the Parthian army because they are heavily focused on cavalry. So their infantry units may not be able to go toe-to-toe with some of the advanced Western nations, such as Greek hoplites and Roman legionaries. They may struggle in that aspect, so they will have to rely on precise attacks with heavy cavalry to take out those enemy infantry. The next is their economic and military research, and I believe that this is a moderate area for the Parthians again because they use a mixture of bronze and iron scale armor to cover their cavalry and riders, making them the tanks of that period of time. These may give their units high morale and could also intimidate enemy armies in battle, and also giving them greater shock value when they're cycle charging the enemy. They also have a strong heritage to the Persian Empire, which may give them access to trade bonuses, and they also have a strong aversion to slavery due to their Zoroastrian religion, which affects public order and economy positively. And the next category is their trading and profit making ability, and I believe again that this is a moderate area for the Parthians because they have a heritage that was left to them by the Persian Empire, and it's left them with experience and knowledge of developing trade and money. And they also have access to one of the most famous trading routes called the Silk Road, which is a route from China and Rome, and it was a way of selling silk to the Romans, and the Parthians themselves acted as middlemen along this route, and in doing so made a lot of money for themselves. and their starting region is small. It's only a single region. They have no access to the sea unless they can use the lake that's beside them, and they can only utilize land trading only, which means possibly having to use trade routes that also go through enemy territory. So I'd say the difficulty to play as the Parthians would be a medium difficulty because of their location, their surroundings, and what they've got to deal with in the future. So I hope you found this video interesting or entertaining. Feel free to check out the others in this series. Feel free also to subscribe for more Rome 2 content coming in the next few weeks. It's going to be busy and I've got lots of stuff planned. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.